Hello, this is Felicia Don Harper of Xavier's Treats and Us. Deja had to come downstairs to let me know that the video cut off as I was talking about Dylan. So I have to come up, and so I logged back on to do part 2. So I'm just recording this. It's not live, and I'm going to upload it to the page. So I think I stopped off talking about Dylan and my hopes and my dreams and my goals for him. Last night, him and I had a conversation, and he talked about how he was so unmotivated and he doesn't know why he's not motivated. He used to be. I said, perhaps it could be the video game that you eat, breathe, and sleep. That video game is sucking all the creativity out of you and all the strength because you just sit there numb for hours with your friends. So maybe you should fall back from that and open a book. There's enough around this house. Or, apply yourself academically so that you can be promoted to the 12th grade so I can get a graduate out of you. So, that was the conversation we had last night. And let me see if I can put this here. Oh, this is good. And so he spends so much money on Microsoft. I mean, he gives them a lot of his money. So what I told him that from January to June, that I would like for him to save at least $1,000. I told him he needs some mobility. So he really can save more than that because he does, even though he works at McDonald's, for a kid who lives at home, he does well for himself. But I need for him to purchase something. Is either a scooter, a motorized bike, take his permit test, go to driver's training, do something. And so that's where that's his goal now. He has something to strive for. He wants, I don't know if it's going to be a scooter, a bike, a car, but that is his goal. So Deja is going to be taking her driver's test in January. Yes, we're going to pray. So I told her, again, her as well, she has the same goal. I told her a $3,000 used car is good for somebody who's just starting out to drive, right? So if she saves, I will give, so this is my portion. If she's going to purchase a $3,000 car, I am giving $1,500. But she needs to save enough for her $1,500, her insurance, her registration, her tags, if the car may need some maintenance. So she is like, hold up, you serious? Oh, I'm very serious, honey. Oh, so she has some goals. She wants to trim down. She wants to lose some weight. So I thought it was so cute. I didn't come in and say anything to her. But she was in the living room and I could hear her, She had a video on her YouTube and she was doing her exercise. I was like, there you go. See, because you first have to make up in your mind that you want change. And once you make up in your mind and you just take one little out, you move, one step, everything else will fall into place. So if her desire is to lose weight, she's beginning. She got down on that floor today with my yoga mat. And if she does a little bit, it will build up her stamina. I'm proud of how I'm talking because I got to get my behind down here on this floor in my little space I've created for myself. Oh, excuse me. So that is her goal. My goals for 2021 is that I will be taking classes on gardening and farming. Also, I will be looking for land. Even if I don't find the land until the end of the year, as long as it's in 2021, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to rush to find something that is not a good fit for me or us. So I'm going to take my time, but it's going to happen in 2021. Even if it's December 31st, 2021, and I'm signing my name on the line, 2021 is going to happen. So those are my goals. To take my classes on gardening and farming and purchase the land. And prayerfully, there's a house, there's some infrastructure on this land. And until we find that, I will be doing the garden again next door. So it may be my last year doing a garden over there, but nonetheless, it's whatever the Creator deems so for us. You know, they say you play and God laughs. So who knows? My hair is looking quite crazy. Oh, excuse me. I didn't sleep well last night. And so I think I'm going to go to bed and wake up, because normally I sleep the new year in. When the new year comes in, I've been in this house 6 years. 6 years I've been asleep. This year, because of God's grace and favor and protection and covering and provisions for my family and I, that we did not have to want any of 2020. Oh, I'm going to be on my knees I'm going to be thanking God when this year come in, because he made a way. We did not suffer. We did not go without. There was no lack. I ended up buying another deep freezer. So God made a way. And so I'm going to be on my knees when this new year come in. Oh, thanking God for making a way for us, for watching over us, and for providing for us, and keeping us, and keeping COVID out of my home. Keeping us safe, clothed, running water, heat. No hurt, harm, or danger coming to us. Keeping shelter, secured the four walls. Ooh, I got so much to thank God for. And even though my crazy child been out there in the world, he hasn't contracted COVID. None of us, none of my distant family, we have been blessed. And so I have so much to thank God for. So, when 11:30, 11:45 hit, I'm going to be on my knees praying, thanking God for this new year and for all that he did for this year for the Harper family. And I'm so grateful. So now I must talk about Devin. I talked about him a little bit, but so, Devin came back to us. And I think on the last video, I left off that he ended up in November going to my sister's house in, excuse me, I really am sleepy, in Charlotte. He was with her either 2 or 3 weeks. That didn't go well when he first arrived, There was some expectations and, that were given to him, like, listen, you need to find work. You're not going to be wearing the wigs. You're going to have to get a haircut. And so all those things happened. And I did his resume. He found employment. He started working. Just things didn't go well between him and her. And he was sent back to Texarkana. And since he's been back there, things have not been well. And so today is Thursday. On Tuesday evening, he attempted to commit suicide. And so this is just from my perspective. He has his own story to tell. He went to a bridge and he was going to jump off the bridge. And so he was sitting on the end of the bridge, from what I was told, on the edge of the bridge. And someone was able to talk him down. And they took him to the emergency room. And so He was in the emergency room all day yesterday, and last night they placed him in a mental health facility, not for a 72-hour hold. He's going to be there. I think he said 2 weeks, but I really think he's going to be there longer. And I am happy that he's going to get the help that he needs. Because, sometimes people can accept not criticism, but a critique better for someone else other than family or the person that's the closest to you. So his mom, right? Me. And so, because even when he called yesterday, I said to him, I'm glad you're getting the help you need. He said, wow, how encouraging. And so I hung up because I didn't want to argue with him. He was already in the hospital. But what I said, I am happy for him that he is in a space where he can get the help, because my child needs help. And see, he knows how to do therapy very well, but perhaps he has stumbled and he has gotten to a place that he knows he needs help now, that he needs help. And that's all I can say, he needs help. Excuse me, I do apologize for yawning so much. So yeah, so that's where we are. He's in a mental health facility in Texarkana, and we're just going to pray that he gets the help that he needs, because I won't speak that, but we're going to pray that he gets the help that he needs. So our Thanksgiving and our Christmas was quiet, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this year. Even though we've had so much death, we've had so many people transition. So many folks lost their brother, sister, uncle, cousin, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, co-worker, friend. So much loss. And I just want to take a moment just to honor those who have transitioned on. Yeah, I'm just going to take a moment right now. Yeah, I know, you all know David. His mother transitioned during this time. And just recently, an uncle transitioned. And just a day or two ago, they just got back from the uncle's funeral. And a cousin is COVID, and they're not looking for that relative to make it. So, when in the grand scheme of life, when we are fussing and fighting and arguing about frivolous things that really don't mean much, I look at that family and how much loss they've had since March and realize, wow, you don't compare your family. You don't compare yourself to other people. But, we've been very fortunate and blessed over here. So, again, my prayers are with the loved ones and the families and the friends and who've been left behind to grieve. And people have not been able to grieve in the normal way where you will go to a funeral or go to, the graveyard, wherever, if you cremate, wherever you would go. It just has not been that way this time. And so that closure, so many have not been afforded. So that brings on other things. And so I want to talk about what this channel moving into 2021 is going to look like. I really want to dig and dive into adoption and foster care because I was a foster mom. I fostered 18 children and I adopted 2. That's the twins because they were my foster children. And I adopted 3 because Dylan was my foster child as well. And so, but when I had closed my home to adoption, I had closed my home to fostering. And is that right? No. I had a little girl and I loved her dearly. And the social worker who was over her case was subpar. And she just did not do her job well. And when she came to take the little girl because they had found a family member, it was just so gut-wrenching. And it was done so horribly. I was just like, oh my God, I had Devin and Deja, but the way she just, and it was nothing that I did. It's just the way the social worker, she had never come to visit the little girl. The little girl had been with me for a while. Like she had real issues. And she calls me and says, oh, tomorrow I'm taking the child. And I'm like, what? Do you know this child has like real issues? Do you know I take her to the doctor, I take her to the specialist. She goes here, she goes there. And you're taking her not knowing all these things. And the people who are going to receive this child, which was a family member, they don't even know all the things that this child has to go through. And you're just taking her. So that's what I mean. She was just horrible. And so when she came to pick the child up, it was, it was not a good scene. I wasn't disrespectful, but I just let her know you are horrible at your job because how do you place her without these people knowing like what's coming? They didn't know how much, I was running to the doctor with this child. So what I did ask her is like, I gave her a postcard an index card. I said, I don't know these people, but please give them my number and my name so that I can update them on what she's doing, what doctor she goes. Because this woman, she didn't even know anything. She had just called to say she was coming to get her. She didn't know the specialist. She didn't know the doctor. She didn't know this child was on special food. She knew nothing about this child. So, the family, it was a family member, a distant family member, and they lived in South Jersey. We lived in Northern Jersey. And so they were so appreciative because they said no one had told them anything. They just said she was fine. I said, that's why I just asked her to pass this along because you're taking a child. Yes, you're helping your family member out, but she has real issues going on. So they even kept that little girl going to the same doctor I had her going to. The mother, in turn, she became pregnant with a child because they were older cousins. They were married, a married couple, but they had no children. They had been trying. And that's what happens most of the time. Like if a husband and wife, once they stop trying so hard and they start giving their love to someone else and let their guard down, that's what happens. They end up getting pregnant, and but they kept the child. But I'm just saying, so that story ended well. But I have so many of those stories about fostering and being a foster mom. So I really want to kind of shift going into 2021 about talking about us. And I will, talk about my experience, our experience, but my experience more so with fostering. And if I can do some research about this and kind of share those things. But I really would like this channel to pivot over more to adoption and fostering. So that's what Xavier Treats and that's what look like for 2021. And so I think with a video cut off, I think I have now caught up to that now. So I'm just going to say happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Be intentional this year Because if we learn nothing else, tomorrow is not promised to us. So whatever you want to do it. Don't keep saying, I'm going to wait till next year. I'm going to wait till this time. Just do it. The universe will open a space for you just as long as you make up in your mind first that you want to do it, and then you start executing. And it will happen for you. It will materialize. It will manifest. I believe in manifest destiny. I believe in speaking things into existence. I believe that. That's why I keep saying I'm buying a farm this year. Haven't found it. Don't know where it is, but it's going to happen. Manifest destiny. I'm going to walk into it. Don't know what it looked like. Haven't dreamt about it yet, but I know it's going to happen. So those are my words, and that was my year in review for Xavier's Treats and us. I pray that you and your family have an awesome new year. That you are blessed, that your hopes and dreams will manifest this year. That whatever that thing in you that you don't even share with people, do it. If you want to write, if you want to sing, whatever you want to do it. If you want to cook, whatever. If you want to be a motivational speaker, if you want to create things, if you want to sew, whatever, start a business, do it. Because 2020 has shown us tomorrow not promised. It is not promised. We don't have the time we think we have. So do it. And I will say be blessed. Again, Happy New Year's and peace.